Society has changed dramatically over the past few years. There have been new trends, new styles, leaders, and influences. Not only affects adults today, but also the youth and the younger generation. When it comes to the Christian faith, statistics have shown that there have been a decrease in millennials attending church and following the beliefs of the faith. The main basis behind this is that it is not only a theological issue, but it is much larger. Research has shown that since 2014, there have been less Americans participating in religious activities. There are fewer people attending church, reading the Bible, and even praying. Nearly 33% of millennials are secular, meaning that their beliefs are not affiliated with God. And they also do not attend any religious services. Some feel that the church is pushing people away because they do not believe what they believe. I have seen firsthand friends and relatives stop going to church because there was disagreements and it seemed as though a church was pushing them away, and so they didn't want to go back anymore. I wanted to know how religious and faith-based organizations are playing a part in their community. This was the main reason why I decided to volunteer with the student ministry. For this service learning project, I wanted to work with an organization that addressed this problem and wanted to find a solution to it. It's something that means very much to me, and I want an organization that I volunteer with to feel the same way. That's why I decided to volunteer at Orlando Baptist Church, specifically serving in the student ministries called Alive Orlando. I met with the student pastor Michael Schmidt, and he was discussing with me what his goal was for me being there. And after I heard what he wanted me to do, I went straight to work. Now, one of the jobs that he had me do besides being involved with the music ministry is becoming a mentor to 7th grade boys. Now, when I first heard I was going to be doing this, I was completely shocked and nervous at the same time. I had never been a mentor or a leader in that kind of magnitude before. I did not know what to expect, but I knew that I needed to do this. This was a way that I could be able to observe youth in church and find a conclusion to how church is being involved with the community. Throughout my time there, I was able to record and analyze why some teens that grew up in church wanted to leave. There was a time though where I was speaking with a few of the students after service. The main theme of that night was understanding the importance of God and being in community with one another. We were discussing this topic, and some of them were describing how they had felt a struggle to fit in with the group. Some of them even thought they were an outcast. It was an important night for all of us, because I had to remind them that they were not alone and that there are people there that care about them. I had to tell them that no one wanted them to leave and that I'm there for them at all times. I thought about how I could address this in a psychological and relevant way. I continued to let the students know that we're all a family and that we are there for one another. My goal was to change their attitude and behavior about church and people in church. Throughout my time, the students were being more open, and I saw that there was a change in their lives. I noticed many of my students were getting along and being more excited about coming to youth group. They were really focusing and keying into what's going on. This is not only an issue in my community, but an issue around the world too. Many are afraid to be around faith-based organizations just because they do not want to feel like that they are being exiled. As a worldwide community, we all have to work together to make sure that anyone is welcome, that they can be themselves and not feel like there is no one there to support them.